Hello, my name is Pasha, I work for the BBC and I do a lot of DJing in my spare time. Originally I come from Moscow, but most of my family lives in New York now. Today I'm talking to people about their families. Tell me about your family.
I have a very large family. I live with my mother and my stepfather in Brighton, England. I have 6 brothers and sisters, of which I'm the eldest, and I have a lot of responsibility to look after them.
I live with my mum and my sister and my dad. My sister is 15 years old and we're really close. We're a happy little family.
I have quite a small family. I only have one sister. She's 2 years younger than me. And then there's my parents who live very close to me. All of my grandparents have died, sadly.
I'm the middle child. I have an older brother and a younger brother, and my parents are still together. I get on with them brilliantly. They're a great family.
My dad's Mexican and my mum is from London. My mum met my dad in Mexico. They moved over to England 25 years ago, and I've got a sister who's 2 years older than me.
Well, my family lives in Canada, in Toronto, Canada. I have a mother and sister. My father passed away about 20 years ago, so it's just the three of us, somewhat of a small family.
In what ways are you like your parents or siblings?
I look a lot like my mum. We have like the same height and build and face structure, and I guess I have the same traits as her. We sort of have a very similar personality in the way we think about things, the way we express ourselves.
I don't think I'm very much like my sister. I think she's very different from me. I think I'm similar to my father. We both have a mathematical science type mind, and I like to think I'm conscientious like my mother.
I look quite a lot like my sister, but she's like a younger version of me, and she's thinner. And then my mum, she's a bit more reserved, so she's very organised. And my dad is a lot louder, a lot more enthusiastic.
I'm quite calm like my dad, but can get quite, I think maybe passionate like my mum.
I'm not very like my brothers. They're very similar to each other, but I'm quite different. They're more like my mum, I'm more like my dad.
What do you know about your family history?
Well, my name's Brogan, and it's supposed to be Scottish or Irish, but I have no idea where it's really from.
Well, my family history goes quite a long way back on my father's side. Certainly about 400 or 500 years. He's Scottish, so it's from southwest Scotland, very close to Ireland. My mother was adopted. She and her twin sister were adopted, and we've only managed to go back one generation to the northwest of England.
I actually started to retrace my family roots last year, so I went to Northern Ireland, to Belfast, and actually found some very interesting information about my grandparents. Found the house that my great-grandfather built and where my grandfather was born.
I don't know very much about my family history, but I'd like to look into it in the future.